Good morning and welcome to the 5th episode of 20 odd minutes of Terrace Talk. 20 odd minutes of Terrace Talk comes out every Saturday morning. We talk you through Steve's classic kits. That's where Steve brings in 3 classic bits of football memorabilia. We talk about it. The trainer release of the week. My mate Kris isn't here this week, it's just me, so I'll be giving you my top releases of the week. We'll be going through this weekend's fixtures and 40 years of fashion to finish it off. So, how are you this Saturday morning, Steve?
Absolutely fine. After last Sunday,
Absolutely
fine.
Yeah, we'll speak about that. But what have you brought in this week, mate?
Alright, so it's a bit of a Kappa special this week. And as we know, Kappa originally were a sock and underwear company, along with all these other Italian football makes.
Just have on your notes when they were founded there.
So Kappa, they were called a couple of things. They were called MCT Sport from Turin. And the Kappa, as we know it, really got going in 1978.
That logo was done in the 60s. I've seen the frames.
It was just a K before. It was just an actual K.
Well, I'm on about the
logo. Yeah, before the logo was a K.
Well, there's photos I could show you after. There's photos from the 60s when it was just like they had all these people in these big stalls or whatever it was. It was like all this in all different positions.
Yeah.
With the woman, and that's the one that they went from. And I can actually show you the original still.
It's a Greek. I think it's someone from Greek mythology. I think that's what that is. Someone about that, you know.
That worked out really cool for trackies and football tops. Anyway.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Sorry, you were saying in the 70s they started to make.
Yeah, 78. So they obviously got famous and they had many clubs. AC Milan, Barcelona, Fiorentina, and probably the most famous kit is definitely Juventus. We've got a Juventus one behind you, and that's a
2000.
That's a 1998-1999.
Oh.
Liberta Digital sponsor, which is a.
So this is after the Sony strip there, I remember.
Yeah,
Sony.
Well, Kappa's the Kappa.
That was a sponsor of that as well, yeah.
Yeah, Kappa were from 78. They were doing Juventus strip kits, and you see the classic one with Platini and all those guys wearing it. But right through to the 90s, where probably we've got the best ones. So this is towards the end of the 90s. So this sponsor was digital. Early, it was a digital newspaper. So one of the first ones of doing that, and this strip was an absolute belter. 1998-99. I picked this up in a charity shop in Dundee for the. Brand spanking new, still got the tags and everything on it. I got it for £10 a few years ago, which you would never ever pick them up.
So somebody's bought it and never wore it.
That's it, exactly. To be fair, they've got a great strip, but they endured their worst domestic season since 1990-91, where they had injuries to their star player. Alessandro Del Piero and Zinedine Zidane picked up really bad injuries that season, and that kind of curtailed them. And they'd won the league the year before. And they finished 7th in the Serie A, but they actually got to the semi-final of the Champions League,
where they were Man United.
Yeah, against Man United, who went on to win it.
Zidane played that game.
Zidane
played that game.
Yeah, early on, I think that was towards the end of the season. He was getting back into.
Why do you say that? Because around about that time, that's when Ronaldo would have been out at Inter as well with his cruciate.
I think that was it. I think Ronaldo was earlier than that. I think.
No, it was just after the.
You're right. You're absolutely right. It was, around about the same time, yeah. So there was some great players in Italy at that point. I mean, you couldn't sort of dream of having these players. Maybe Dundee with Caniggia and that, but there you go. It's a different story. So Juventus had the great strips, but
what's that one next to it? That's not someone I'm recognising.
So the one on the right, Feyenoord. And this is the away kit from 2000 and 2001, which is a beautiful strip. I picked this up from a Dutch lad that lives in Dundee, Tommy. Big
Feyenoord fan,
yeah, massive Feyenoord fan. He had a really good collection, and I did some swaps one for Dundee stuff for that. But he had some amazing Kappa and some amazing Adidas Feyenoord stuff. So that Feyenoord kit there, away kit with the actual sponsor is Stad Rotterdam Verzekeringen, and I thought that was something to do with a stadium, but it's not. It's actually an insurance company.
What year was that?
in 2000 and 2001.
So say when the insurance companies and the betting companies and everything got into the sponsorship, that's what it ruined football.
Exactly, exactly. So, but this is
it's alright for a sponsor to be
paid. Absolutely. So they finished second in the league, cup quarter final, and the Champions League third qualifying round. It wasn't a great season for them, but they had some decent players in the team. It was from Denmark. You had John Dahl Tomlinson, you had Australian Brett Emerton, Dutchman Peter van Vossen, who would then go on to play for Rangers. Had played 22 games for Rangers and scored 5 goals. But particularly nice strip, gold and dark blue, just a really, really good strip. And the one beside, which is the one you said you've never really seen before, is Sparta Rotterdam.
Yeah, no, Rotterdam team.
Yeah, which are a rival to Feyenoord, but
they're not the biggest
not really.
Yeah.
They're obviously the bigger rivals at Ajax.
Yeah.
But Sparta Rotterdam, who are famous for having an amazing stadium, and outside is an original castle. It's like castle walls and whatever. Really, really smart. So this is 1999-2000 as well. Kappa, really, really nice looking strip again. Just kind of fault Kappa, especially at that time.
Yeah, it's very cartoony. For going on a strap like the badge, so obviously it's got the old school football boy.
Yeah,
it's got
exactly.
this big bubble sort of sponsor. What's the sponsor say?
It's what was the name of
the
it?
insurance company? Is it Verzicken, whatever it is? Is that insurance in Dutch?
It's another insurance. It's an independent insurance company. So yeah, they must have been right into it at that point. But they again, at the end of the season, they just avoided relegation. So although these 3 kits, fantastic kits, none of them played really well in them. But they're great kits, nice to have. So that's the football strips for this week.
Right, so the next segment is trainer release of the week. Usually this segment's done by my mate Kris Holmes, but sadly Kris isn't with us this week, so it's going to be done by me. Usually, this week we've spoke about the special release drops that haven't dropped yet, but the photos are heavily filling my feeds. For me, it's only really a Samoa 2 that I want to speak about. The rest is all just really recycled, and to be honest with you, the Samoa 2 is recycled because they've just done that in the other release, but it's coming out in an original colourway, so that is why it's interesting. But I'm not going to speak about those this week. We'll have mentioned that. There's been 2 releases in ZX 8000s, which I am quite interested in. There's one here called the Animal Pack, where the photos have came out this week, whereas one is, instead of a mesh, or where the mesh would be, it's a sort of scaly vibe. I'm going to guess that's to do with something with a snake, it usually is. And they've just got like a stone sort of grey 8000 release as well. To be honest with you, do you think they need more 8000s?
Probably not.
I mean, we're getting into the borderline. There's got to be over 100 different colourways of this in the past 6 years. I mean, for runners, I've been saying that if you tune into our social media, I have been plugging the ZX for so long because it is the most consistent thing to release that has kept the interest for people. But I'll show you the release that I'm talking about. To me, this one doesn't get me excited at all. It's
I quite like the white one at the top with the grey. It's alright, you know.
It's like a stony sort of vibe.
Yeah.
Again, it's just recycled. It doesn't get me excited. Would I buy them? No. There is to mention, there's also, have you seen the Liverpool release with that fun video that Robbie Fowler and Mark had done for the Fowler's Sports?
No, I've not seen it.
It's a whole video. You hate to watch it. Like, all the Liverpool players come in and get theirs. It's quite good. It's quite good. There's been a Gazelles to release with that, but there's also another ZX 8000. This one is a bit more bright. So to go so the camera sees what I'm talking about. Oh, we'll lose that there. Is this ZX 8000? Well, 2 pairs again. This one is a bit more creative than the Animal Pack that I was just talking about. I can see this more as like a sort of raver shoe.
It's still not unlike what they've brought out before. Some of the colourways are pretty similar, aren't
they? It
they?
comes back to the point of, I've said there's been so many colourways released in the ZX 8000, like, what is left to do? What is left to do? Like, funny enough, I got a steal of a deal today when I got an original pair, the original colourway, but that's the one I'm always looking for, original colourway shoes, so that's the one that's always going to pique the most interest. But yeah, they take it away from that. For instance, for that, you've got like that colourway is a blue, yellow and purple. They've done a faded version of that, which is totally faded, which I was checking online, they're buying for like 180. There is the female version where they got rid of the purple. It was just the cream. There's the inside out. I mean, they've done so much just to try and get that colourway or just off that colourway again. It's so much. I don't know. I want to see something a bit more creative. Maybe need to see like the 11,000. Like the 10,000's been spat out as much as well. Like Jack's just standing still kicking about. Maybe get a new team in there, get something new designed, like a new runner that would be exciting. That's where I'm sort of sitting at just now. Apart from Atmos is a store release, great releases, especially in the ZX stuff. I'm always excited to see what they're doing. But apart from that, it's getting run out. Go back to the 3 digits. Go back to the 3 digits. Maybe do that. We've not had an 800 for 20 odd year. We've not had a 710 for a 12 year or anything like a original 420. People are screaming out for a 450. Boys would love to see a 450. Why not do a 450? Original colourway again. The last time that came out, you're talking like 2009. Anything you would like to see from the 80s redone?
Better feeler.
What, tops or trainers?
Just going back, I mean, again, like what you're saying about the Adidas has been played out. A lot of the feelers, I'm like 80s casual classics and stuff.
Well,
stuff that's really played out as well.
It's played out. It's so overdone, but they've actually started to do the designs right again. It looks like it used to be made in Italy. Whereas if you were buying from 80s casual classics for the past maybe 10 years, Terrace, for instance, were really, really fleecy. Satana's didn't last you long either.
No.
It's so bullied, like so quick. The Sergio stuff, I've been saying for years, Sergio's on the rise, man.
The Terrace jackets and stuff look really good.
Yeah, the Sergio makes some class stuff. But again, maybe just about recycled. I don't know. I want to see the 3 digits maybe again because it's a bit stagnant with that, or I want to see some sort of new 4-digit models. Because just recycling the 8,000 all the time is why this game has been dead for about 5 years. So sort it out. Anyway, on to our next segment, which is this weekend's fixtures. What have we got, Steve?
Right. Scottish Premier on Saturday. Well, it's getting tasty now, isn't it? So there's a bit of a problem for St Mirren here. They're away to Falkirk. Falkirk are in 6th with 43 points and just doing the business every week, they seem to be. St Mirren look like they're totally stalled. In 10th with 24 points. Well,
they've got a battle on their hands.
Yeah, well, Kelly, they're on the same points as Kilmarnock now. So
it's a fight to the death there.
So it's Kilmarnock. So St Mirren going to Falkirk on the AstroTurf. So I'm going for home win with Falkirk there.
I'm going to go St Mirren.
You think so?
Every time I put Falkirk, I want to cook them, man. Every time they let me down. They've got nothing to play for. St Mirren do.
Falkirk have got Europe to play for. So, you know,
I can't, like, when that split happens, man, I just can't. They're not going to get Europe. They've done exceedingly well. I've got to remember, they were in League One 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's a fairy tale in itself how well they've done. They've only got 3 stands. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's well open now.
Talking about Europe, but yeah, it's crazy.
Well, so the second match is the Battle of the Duff AstroTurfs, and it's Kilmarnock versus Livy, which is a massive game for Kilmarnock. I mean, you're saying St Mirren to win, but if Falkirk beats St Mirren, I could see Kelly beating Livy and going ahead of them.
I could see Kelly beating Livy, but like again, like I've said, that
Livy are hard. Livy are hard.
Livy are a hard game.
Yeah.
The points don't reflect. When I've watched them, I think I've said it loads of times. What's the point? Yeah, that I don't know. I see Kelly as well. That's a big win against Hearts at the weekend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, that's killed. You would say it's killed Hearts on.
Yeah, well, I think so. But the next few weeks we'll tell. But it's only 2-3 points now, so it's going to be really difficult for them to stay in there now.
Big loss for Hearts.
Yeah, so
I'm actually gutted for it. I really wanted to see the Hearts do it, but it's looking like
except for Saturday. Yeah. But
this is it. They're like, well, history repeat itself.
That's it. But the Kelly Livy. So what you're saying? I'm going to be a Kelly home win. I can't see another Kelly home win.
I see Kelly winning that as well.
So here's a battle of the 4th and 5th place, and it's Motherwell versus Hibs, and this is a European battle going for this. So Motherwell are sitting with 53 points, Hibs are sitting with 47 points. This is going to be one of my favourite draws, I think. It's going to be a draw here.
I think Motherwell get a result. I mean, they got beat for Dundee. They were doing well against Celtic last week till that penalty. I'll go Motherwell. They're just hard up, dirty football, aren't they? They get stuck right out.
That's it. I'll go draw there. So the next one down, that's a big one as well. So anything that gives in now with Hearts It's Rangers in third place with 60 points and Aberdeen in ninth with 30 points. And Aberdeen look like they're in free fall, so you just can't see anything other than a Rangers victory there, and probably 3 or 4-0.
Yeah, I'd go with Rangers on that, yeah.
So here's the one that really interests us. So it's Hearts, first place, 63 points. Really need to win. After last week. Versus Dundee in 8th with 32 points.
They're going to have a backed out stadium as well, because what did we get? Was it 350
350 tickets, yeah. So Dundee though totally on the up. Yeah, Dundee could get someone out of this. I maybe go with that as well. I'm going to go with a draw with that. Yeah, I could just see Dundee rocking up there, and they're going to be playing with no pressure on. So let's go with a draw there. So Sunday, that's Dundee United versus Celtic. Now United's already beat Celtic this season, like Dundee have, and so United are sitting in 7th with 34 points. Celtic are sitting...
United have got one of the worst records for losing it in the last 5 minutes in the league, and Celtic have got one of the best records for scoring.
I thought, well, you could go... It's going to be looking like a Celtic victory there, but again, it all depends on what the pitch looks like. We've not seen the pitch for a couple of weeks.
Depends how long it takes Celtic to score.
Yeah, well, maybe, but they've already been beaten there, so you never know. But United's got to come back for that downer they got.
I can't see United getting a point and getting anything out of that, to be honest with you.
It's getting down to the nitty gritty.
We're talking about Hearts. Celtic I said weeks ago it was going to look like I thought Rangers would win the league. It looks more like it's going to go to Celtic now.
Yeah,
it does.
Okay, yeah, it's kind of geared up for it. But it all depends. I mean, they're going to be playing one another. They're going to be playing one another in that top 6, so anything could happen. So I'm going to look at some interesting games across the board at the weekend. So we've got in the Scottish Championship, you've got third place, 29 points, is Arbroath versus Queen's Park in 6th with 35 points. Now Arbroath are still in the mix to go up here in this playoff place, and with a wee bit of luck they could have been well up there, but every result we've said home win, they've failed. But I'm going to go with a home win for Arbroath versus Queen's Park here, down at and it's at the famous wind machine, Gayfield. So I'm going to win a home win there.
Imagine naming a stadium Gayfield.
Exactly. Yeah. What about you? What do you think?
Arbroath have always got this love affair with being there and thereabout. It's like they just don't want to go as a full-time team. I think.
Exactly.
I don't know. Yeah, that to me screams draw, but Arbroath should win it.
Right, we'll go down and have a look in the other fixtures in the Championship aren't too exciting. So we'll go to League One, and it's third versus top, and it's second versus bottom. So it's third versus top. So it's Alloa with 46 points and Inverness. Now you're talking about a team that's been in the Premier League for a lot of years, and Inverness, they've really kind of dropped, but this looks like them on their way back. So top of League One, 53 points, and Stenhousemuir in second with 53. Well, I think it's actually, there's 3 point difference to play during the week, so 3 point difference, but Stenhousemuir in second with 53 points, Kelty bottom 19 points, Alloa 46 points, Inverness 56 points I think actually. So it's a big weekend in the league, so I'm going to go with Alloa, Inverness. I'm going to go for an Inverness win, and I'm going Stenhousemuir versus Kelty. I'm going to go for a Stenhousemuir win. That's going to keep going because that's interesting in that league, and it looks like Inverness. To be fair, Stenhousemuir they never won a league until 2 years ago, or last year or whatever it was, and they did really well, and they've went right up that league, and they're at the top, and they've got a chance of going up again. So I'm going to go for an Inverness win and a Stenhousemuir win versus Kelty. What be yourself? Because this is going on a coup in mine.
I'll agree with you, to be fair. I want to see, if Inverness are going to win that league, I would have loved to have seen a playoff between Inverness and Ross County.
Oh yeah, definitely. That would have been great. So, down in England, so we're going to look at Wrexham. So at the top of this championship's looking quite interesting.
I've been saying it for weeks. Championship's far more interesting than what's going on in the Premiership.
So Wrexham was 6th with 60 points, and Sheffield United 15th with 50 points. So you got to go with Wrexham win there, I think. So an away win for me for Wrexham.
I'm agreeing with you there as well, bud.
Yeah. Sunday, Caribou Cup final, first big English Cup final of the season. Probably doesn't mean as much to, and it's Arsenal versus Man City. Probably doesn't mean as much to them, but a big game. First silverware on the cards for this year, and it's Arsenal v Man City. I'm going to go with a Man City win there, because Arsenal their eye might be off the ball with the league and the European stuff they've been getting involved in.
I don't know. I would go with Arsenal. I'll just go with Arsenal.
Yeah, no worries.
I thought they would have run off by now, but they're just not. So.
And I looked over Europe to see if there was any decent fixtures, and the one fixture that stood out was the Feyenoord versus Ajax.
Oof, that's a derby.
So there you go.
So they brought the shirts this week.
Well, no, it didn't actually. It wasn't that.
Happy
But
accident.
Feyenoord up there.
I suppose you would have brought an Ajax one if it was that.
Yeah, so Feyenoord. So I'm going to go Yidra.
I'm not actually up to date with the Dutch league because I've not kept up with it. They two are always thereabouts. I'll go Ajax. Ajax always seem to win that league.
So that's my fixture for this weekend. What have we got next, Chris?
Right, the next segment is 40 years of fashion. This is the segment where I give you an iconic piece of fashion from the past 40 years. It could be called Terrace Acceptable. For the past couple of weeks, I have done it all on trainer, so I've decided to spice up and do a different sort of jacket. A jacket that's accessible that you can find online, but which isn't something you're going to find in the shops, and then people are going to ask you where you got it. The Berghaus jacket, I always get called the Rolls Royce of jackets. I've got a love from it from nerd culture, from like school. Like anybody who wore a Berghaus jacket, I was just seen as like the jacket to have. So my research of Berghaus over the years iconically started the Trango in '86. If you follow the page, we put up an original Trango from '86. This is different because it has a Velcro going all the way up and a buckle on the hood, and the Gore-Tex is just different. It's class. I would have done a video on that, but that's a very obvious one to do. I probably will do it from time to time. The Trango was seen in the 80s and was a very popular jacket on the terraces and the rave culture. Moving on to like Mera Peaks as well. Mera Peak is another very like talked about or iconic jacket. The one I'm going to show you today is slightly different. And why I've mentioned the Trango and the Mera Peak is because you will always get a shape on these vintage jackets. If you like to turn that, Steve, if they see it on your camera, I'll have a diamond. Like the Trango has a rectile. This is the Alpine. And what's different about this is exactly the same. If you turn it around the back, you'll see the diamond shape here. It's different in the way it is exactly the same as the Trango. It has the shell, but it doesn't have the upper pockets. So it's a very lighter weight jacket, and the diamond on the back is just, well, it always goes with three colours. So this one has been used with like a green, a yellow, and a purple. But yeah, with the diamond on it, I think this is one of the very underrated ones because no one speaks about the Alpine. It's called the Alpine Extreme. This one I'm showing is from 1991. It's always either the Trango, especially now. Like people are far more interested in the Trango because of last year when you've seen like Liam Gallagher getting photos with it. It's been put out. They've put it out in so many different colourways. But yeah, it's obviously more spoke about. And the Mera Peak is just like the release of Mera Peak like every couple of years, and people grab it. So this is why I've picked the Alpine, because one, it isn't really spoke about. Two, as the jackets, because like these jackets are covered in pockets, like the simplicity of this jacket, not having the pockets at the breast where you would find in the Trango just down here, gives it a different look, and it's a sort of lighter look. I love it.
It's a nice jacket, nice colours, isn't it?
An underrated one, like I said, the Alpine Extreme it's called. Not as many people would speak about that. I've picked it in this green colourway because, not that it's original colourway to the jacket, it's just when I think of the Alpine, this is the colourway I think of.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, I remember, classic. I remember them for the time as well.
You remember seeing a lot of people wear them?
Yeah.
The football, raves, you do a lot of stuff, Steve.
Everything. Yeah. It's just a classic design, isn't it? Classic jacket.
The green and the purple is like, it's nostalgic to me because my granda used to wear like the green Berghaus. I've wore it for time to time.
Did you say this is from 91?
This one's from 91, yeah.
That colourway kind of sums up that rave culture thing going on at that point.
They don't like the jackets are like they're more simple with like the sort of bigger zips and obviously the pools and stuff, but the colourways on them and the way they're done, they're just, it's not been matched. Like I like up to like early 2000s sort of Berghaus stuff, but I just don't. There are cool jackets and stuff, but I just don't think they're like this. I think these pieces are totally timeless.
Do you not think North Face has taken over from the later?
I think North Face is like a sort of roadman brand.
Yeah, but it's kind of taken over from the later. Berghaus was always the early.
Berghaus is
I remember that before North Face anyway.
That's because it's a UK based brand. Like it's either Newcastle or Sunderland. They'll be very annoyed. I don't remember exactly where it is, but yeah, it's a UK based brand. Whereas North Face was Canadian or was it American?
American, I think.
Obviously, like bigger market, but yeah, for us, we would have seen that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say that is definitely worth mentioning for 40 years of fashion. Because we will see, I've seen a lot of the like younger boys than me wearing the Berghaus jackets on the terraces and stuff. A lot of people, I've got a big collection of Burgos. People are always asking me about them and stuff. And that is one of the underrated ones. So that's why I brought it in today. So I hope you like my 40 years of fashion and the item that I picked. I'll maybe go back to trainers next week. We'll see what the comment section is like. But yeah, this has been 20 odd minutes of Terrace Talk. We'll thank Declan for recording it because Declan never really gets a mention. Thanks for joining us, Steve.
No worries.
I'll see you next week. I may go back. I may go up to bed because it's been an early morning. But yeah, I'll see you next week. Enjoy your weekend.